Well, this is SJ Talks in Life coming back at you with another video. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. Something has been on my heart that I need to get off my chest, and um, I want to talk about Black women being silenced. Um, People trying to, or should I say, people trying to silence Black women. Um, it's the perception that Black women should not speak out about things. And it's here on YouTube. It's something seriously wrong when we're vocal, that when we speak up about things. And that's uh what's really bothering me. And I want to get off my chest. It it just seems like Black women are constantly being people are constantly trying to silence Black women. If it's not society trying to silence us, it is our own men, the red pill community, that's trying to silence us. And when Black women speak out about issues, including myself, particularly Black female content creators, when we speak out about certain things, when a Black woman is vocal and she speaks out about certain things, we're told that we need to just shut up and not speak on it, or we're bitter, or we're angry. We're told we're bitter. We're told that we're angry. We're told that we're being too loud. And the perception is that we don't have the right to speak out. That's the perception is that we don't have the right to speak out about anything, about things dealing concerning the Black community, the things that's going on in the Black community, everything that's going on in the Black community, including the Black femicide rate, the things that's going on in our communities regarding our men. We're constantly being, the message is constantly being sent to Black women that we should be silent. We don't have the right to speak out on these things. And I'm just getting tired of people constantly trying to silence Black women, like we don't have the right to speak out. Society as a whole is trying to silence Black women. TikTok when TikTok had this movement a few months ago about um, empowering Black women were empowering each other on TikTok, and giving each other shout outs and stuff like that. Um, the Sister Train, or Sister Love Train, or something like that it was called. And people was highly offended by that. People were highly upset because, well, what about white women? What about white women? What about honoring? What about acknowledging us all of us women? Why not include? And you had white women coming on TikTok saying, why not include white women and all women, races of women in that? Why does it just have to be Black women? So Black women can't even lift each other up and empower each other without somebody trying to police us, trying to say that we don't even have the right to lift each other up, which is something that we need to do because our sisterhood is divided. So I thought that that was a beautiful thing that sisters was doing on TikTok. But other races, white women and other races of women chimed in and said that we don't have the right to just have this amongst black women, that we need to include other races of women as well. Why should it just be about black women? So it's telling constantly society is constantly sending us the message, us black women, the message that we don't have a voice. We don't need to have a voice about anything. We don't have the right to empower each other. We don't have the right to speak out on anything. Any matters that's important to us. We all know about the Black Lives Movement. I'm not talking about the organization because the organization is crooked. But I'm talking about the actual movement. The reason why black people feel the need to say Black Lives Matter because our lives never mattered. Black women's lives matter. Okay? Black women's lives matter. But people are constantly coming forth and saying, well, what about when we talk about the black femicide rate? Well, what about white women? What about white women? What about other races of women? Not saying that they're not important because every woman's life is important. Absolutely. But it's a sense, it's once again trying to silence us, trying to minimize us like we're not important, like our lives have no importance. When people talk about the infant mortality rate and the discrimination in the healthcare system with black women giving birth, statistically those rates are high, higher than any other race of women in the country. What do they say? What am I constantly reading in the blogs? Well, what about all women giving birth? What about why does it just have to be about black women giving birth? Even though statistically the numbers, the black infant mortality rate and the black the the rate that black women dying and having complications is the highest of all women in the nation. The numbers are getting so high, it's getting to be alarming because of discrimination in the healthcare system. But when you read in the blogs, all you hear is, well, what about other races of women? Why does it always have to be just about black women? So it's people are always constantly, and then we're condemned for talking about it. I read the blogs about this. I had to go back and forth with a few people in a blog talking about that very subject, telling me that I didn't have the right speak, telling us black women that we don't have the right to speak out about this. We don't have the right to talk about this. Our lives don't matter. Our voices don't matter. We don't have the right to talk about this. We don't have the right to be concerned about that, even though statistically the numbers are through the roof. We don't. People are steady saying that we don't. No, no. Other races of women are having this problem too. Be quiet. You feel me? We're constantly being silenced. People are always constantly trying to silence us all the time. And then to add insult to injury, our Black Manosphere, Red Pill community wants to silence us as well. particularly us black female content creators. When me and other black female content creators talk about the issues that's going on in the black community concerning our men, they want to silence us. The red pill community wants to silence us. The only issues that are important is the black men's issues, but they don't see our issues concerning us important enough for us to speak out. They get highly upset when we speak out with the issues that's going on in our community. Black femicide being one. With me as a black female content creator, come on here and talk about the black femicide rate or any other issues in the black community that affects black women. That I'm told that I'm bashing. I'm bashing that I shouldn't be talking about this. Well, why shouldn't I be talking about it? I'm a black woman. Why shouldn't I talk about it? I'm a black woman. Okay. I'm part of the black woman community. Okay. So, and I'm a content creator. So why shouldn't I talk about it? But if I talk about it, then I'm the problem. I need to shut up. I need to not talk about it. See, black women are constantly being told, the message is constantly being sent to us that we don't matter, our voices don't matter. People are always trying to constantly silence us all the time. Like, we don't have the right to speak out on anything, any issue in the black community regarding that affects us black women. Society tells us we don't have a right to speak out about it. And our men, the red pill community, tells us that even we don't have the right to speak out against it. And now YouTube, to add insult to injury, is trying to send a message to us that we don't have the right to speak out about it. When Monique took a stand, she looks fabulous here. When Monique took a stand against Netflix and said that they wasn't offering her enough money and she had some issues with some people in Hollywood, and she really put her foot down and took a stance on Netflix, and she winded up winning the lawsuit and everything. They gave her a special. Outcome was amazing. But during that time that Monique was speaking out about these things, people told her that she needed to be silent. People told her that she needs to shut up. Literally. They said that she needed to shut up, and she shouldn't even be speaking out. Even Steve Harvey came forth and told her that she needed to be silent in so many words. And she was like, "No, I won't be silent. I won't be silent." And she stood firm. She stood firm and she didn't back down, even though people were calling her loud and disrespectful, all kinds of things. saying that she just needs to sit down and shut up and she shouldn't speak out about it. Monique stood her ground. She stood her ground. That's what I really admire about her. She stood her ground and she didn't back down no matter what people were saying. She didn't back down because she said, I want the young ladies coming, young black women in the industry that's coming up behind me to know that they don't have to just lay down and just take anything. And she is, and I really admire the fact that she persevered through that and she didn't back down no matter, and she was getting some harsh criticism on that, but she didn't back down and she stood firm and she won her lawsuit. Netflix wanted to give her a special, and just and it's just to think if she had to remain silent and not said anything. And so that's what I'm saying. People, the message is constantly being sent to black women that we shouldn't have a voice. We don't have the right to speak out against our suffering, our pain, or the doctors are telling us that we shouldn't be speaking out on our pain, our suffering. Society's telling us to shut up, that we don't have the right to speak out on getting discriminated against in the healthcare system and all these things. We're loud, bad attitude, shut up. We're constantly being told to shut up and be silent, and that we don't have the right to speak, that we shouldn't have a voice. And what we should do is do like Monique did, Queen Monique, and keep persevering, keep on speaking out, no matter what people say. And I'm gonna, as a content creator, I'm gonna keep speaking out. No matter who tries to silence me, I'm gonna keep speaking out on any issue regarding black women. And I don't care who don't like it. I don't care if the red pill don't like it or whoever doesn't like it. I will not be silent. I refuse to be silent on these issues. So if you have a problem with me coming on here talking about any issues concerning black women, I'm sorry about your luck. And you're more than welcome to go watch someone's channel because I'm going to keep speaking out and I will not be silent. I'm not going to be silenced. I'm not going to be silenced because I have the responsibility as a black female content creator. I have a responsibility, and I have a responsibility to speak out, speak up for black women and any issues that's concerning us. I have a responsibility to speak out against it because I am a black woman. I have black women in my family. I am part of the sisterhood. And that is my responsibility as a black female content creator. So if anybody has a problem with me speaking out on anything concerning Black women, like I said, I'm sorry about your luck. Because I'm going to keep speaking out. I'm not going to stop speaking out. Okay. I will not be silenced. I won't. Because that's what society wants us to be. Society wants us to be silenced. They want us to be quiet. They want us to suffer in silence. And I refuse to suffer. I'm not going to suffer in silence. I don't want my sister to suffer in silence. And I'm going to speak out. Our lives matter. Our lives are just as important as everybody else's. Our lives is just our Black women's lives matter too. Our lives matter too. Our lives is just as important as everybody else. Our issues and the things that's going on with us, our pain and suffering is just as important as everybody else. Our concerns is just as important as everybody else. And as Black women, we should keep speaking out about it and not let anyone silence us, no matter who you are. And if something is wrong, we need to call it out. It don't matter who it is. We need to call it out. We need to call it like we see it. It is what it is. And that's what I had on my heart to talk about. It's time and time again, Black women are constantly being sent the message that we should be silent. And we don't have the right to speak out about anything. And we need to shut up and sit down somewhere. And I'm telling you right now, I refuse to do that. So if you have an issue with anything that I'm saying on my channel, there's the door. And don't let it hit you, you know where, on the way out. And go watch somebody else because I am not going to be silent. I refuse to be silent. And I cannot be silent on issues concerning me and my sisterhood. How about that? Please be sure to follow me on TikTok under Sweet June 54. Please and thank you. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and share. And until the next video, you guys be blessed.